Good morning, friends. Pastor Kelly here with the Wednesday edition of Sound Bites. We're going into garbage zone number 2 again. The missing purpose. A garbage zone being an area where the devil loves to attack, an area of weakness that every Christian may have or could have, that the devil will target and attack. And we've been talking since last week on this issue of having a missing purpose or a messed up purpose or a screwed up purpose or no purpose or something like that. So we've been talking about that a little bit. Now, I want to just read a little bit in Philippians 3 here in a moment, but some background. Paul, up to this point, had traveled the world preaching. He had planted churches on the four corners of the earth. He had preached in front of thousands. He had preached in front of one. He'd gone to synagogues. He's gone to fields. He was in arenas. He was in different theaters preaching and planting churches and winning thousands and thousands and thousands to Christ. Now, later on in life, he finds himself chained in a prison, and he's writing these things we call the Pauline epistles. He's writing to churches that he planted years before, people that he knew years before. And this is beautiful, because you'll see a man, if anyone could question his purpose, it might have been the Apostle Paul. God, you used to use me. Now you don't use me anymore. You can't use me like this. You know, what happened? Did I miss you along the way? Did I make a bad decision? Did I screw this whole thing up? Now I'm in a prison chained to this guard, and all I can do is write these letters to the churches I used to be able to visit and I used to preach in. Now I can't even do that. Philippians 3 verse 10. I want to know Christ and experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead, and I want to suffer with him, sharing his death, so that one way or another I will experience the resurrection from the dead. So if I'm alive, I want to experience the John 11 resurrection power of Christ. If I'm alive, I want his life flowing through me this side of heaven, as to whatever capacity it can happen for my life. I want it all. I want all of God this side of heaven. And then when I die, then I get all of God. Then either in life or in death, I want all the life that Christ has for me, this resurrection life. See, Paul was unmoved by his circumstances. He wasn't moved by his seeming lack of fruit, or maybe his inactivity or his inability to do what he always did, because he had an eternal frame of reference. He saw everything through the lens and through the fabric of eternity. And when you see things through an eternal perspective, in most cases, my friend, it can repair a broken purpose. You see, everything God's child does in this last minute we have together, and this is a cool thing, and I hope this blesses you as it blesses me. Everything that God's children do matters. If you're praying in the nursing home, it matters. If you're just helping your neighbor in a ministry to your neighbor, it matters. If your role is this big in the local church, it matters. If you're in a bed of affliction, your life matters. Every Christian life matters. And that's not a political statement. That's a biblical statement. God has a great purpose for my life. He has a great purpose for your life. Now, what we see is great, and what he sees as great is different. God's ultimate purpose for us, in closing, is that we're conformed into his image. That's more important to him than any great works we could ever do for him. And we're just about out of time. Jesus, bless our words today in your son's precious name. Amen. Bless you all. See you Friday.